Okay, Apologia of Physical Science, Week 2, Day 2, textbook pages 24 through 27, notebook pages 33 and 34. Converting units. I know a few people have expressed concern about converting units with the fractions and with the math, and converting units is awesome. We need to be able to convert between units within the metric system. All right, so what we're gonna do is stop with this computer screen and sort of go over to our textbook. It says here, suppose I asked you to complete the following problem. 7/64 times 64/13. There are two ways to figure out that answer. All right, so let's go over here and work this out ourselves. So we have 7/64 times 64/13. Now, there's option number one, which honestly is very straightforward. When you're dealing with any fractions, for example, you can multiply the numerators together or the top two numbers together. So 7 times 64 equals 448. And then you want to just multiply the denominators or the bottom numbers together. So 64 times 13 equals 832. Now, is this fraction correct? Yeah, that's the right fraction. Is it in its simplest form? Absolutely not. So if you are not overly quick at getting fractions to the simplest form, let's take the long way and say, you know what, I know for a fact that both of those numbers can be divided by 4. So let's go ahead and get it a little bit simpler. 448 divided by 4 is 112. So we can make the top 112. And now whatever we do to the top, we got to do to the bottom. So 832 divided by 4, 208. There we go. So then we think, what number can go into that? Well, we know 2 can, so let's keep going. 112 divided by 2 is 56. And then if we divide the top by 2, we have to divide the bottom by 2. So 208 divided by 2 is 104. All right, so then you think, well, I know that can still go simpler. Let's do it again. 56 divided by 2 equals 28, and 104 divided by 2 equals 52. Well, we could keep going and keep going. 28 divided by 2 equals 14. And 52 divided by 2 equals 26. I think we could still keep going. So 14 divided by 2 equals 7. And 26 divided by 2 equals 13. All right, well now you know that nothing more can go equally into the top and the bottom. The only numbers that can go into 7 are 1 and 7. And the numbers that can divide into 13 are 1 and 13. So you have a very simple fraction right there. So all this work is sort of option 1. 7/64 times 64 over 13 is all that until you get to the simplest fraction of 7/13. There's nothing wrong with that. That's option number 1. So I'm going to put a number 1 over here. Option number 2, I would choose any day, all day. Same problem, 7/64 times 64th 13ths. All right, option 2, we can cancel out common factors in the numerator and the denominator. So what does that mean? The numerator is the top and the denominator is the bottom. Are there any numbers that we can cross out that are the same in the top and in the bottom? Oh, yep, there are. So I can say 64 can go into 64 one time. 64 can go into 64 one time. 7 times 1 equals 7. 1 times 13 equals 13. Ta-da! You get the same answer in one step. So 7/13 is 7/13. So they're both getting the right answer. I prefer option number 2. You can arrive at this answer so much quicker if you just look at for common factors in the denominator and the numerator. All right. Let's look at example 1.2 in our textbook. All right. First, you need to know the relationship between centimeters and meters. All right. So we have 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Or you can have 1 centimeter equals 0.01 meter. They're both the same. I don't care whichever one you prefer. I like this. For me, this one is just easy. I don't have to really think about it. I know 100 centimeters equals 1 meter. All right. According to table 1.2, centi is 1 centimeter is the same as 0.01 meter. So we have our conversion factor, 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna convert 15.1 centimeters to meters. So we have 15.1 centimeters. Just write that down. Now, we want to cross out whatever we can to get to the answer that we need. So if I have centimeters on the top here, I need to have centimeters on the bottom over here. So I'm going to put centimeters on the bottom, they have to be. And then I want to convert it to a meter. So now, if centimeters is on the bottom, I can go back up to what I circled. How many centimeters equals 1 meter? 100. Okay, so then our units are going to cancel out, and I'm going to be left with 15.1 times 1 meter, 15.1 meters, over 1 times 100. All right, so again, that is an answer. It's not our simplest answer whatsoever. So now if we have 100 on the bottom, we have to divide 15.1 by 100. So if there's 2 zeros here, we're gonna move this decimal point 2 to the left. 1, 2. So then our answer is 0.151 meters. Now, let's go ahead and look at this option, the second option, and let's just do the whole problem again using that. Okay, so if we said 15.1 centimeters, we're gonna convert it into a meter. So no matter what, we still have our centimeter on the bottom, but we're gonna use this conversion now. So 1 centimeter is the same as 0.01 meters. 0.01 meters. So again, our centimeters cancel out because one's on the top, one's on the bottom. And now we can say 15.1 times 0.01. Let's go to our calculator and say 15.1 times 0.01. And the answer is 0.151 meters. So you can use any conversion factor you want. You can use 1 meter equals 100 centimeters or 0.01 meters equals 1 centimeter. It's the exact same thing. Okay, let's do another example. Example 1.3. Okay. A student measures the mass of a rock to be 14,351 grams. What's the rock's mass in kilograms? I don't know. So first we need to figure out the conversion factor between the relationship kilograms and grams. So 1 kilogram equals, sorry about that. 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So what we have to do is 14,351 grams. Now, what has to go on the bottom? What are we trying to cancel out? Grams. Grams has to go on the bottom. We're going to be left with kilogram up here. So if we say grams has to be on the bottom, we have to put our 1,000 kilograms here. Our grams cancel out. The answer we're left with is 14,351 times 1. 14,351 kilograms over 1 times 1,000. 1,000. Now, that again is not simple. So we have three zeros here. So we're going to want to move our decimal point from here 3 to the left. 1, 2, 3. So our answer is 14.351 kilograms. Now, if you don't understand that decimal conversion with the zeros, what we're going to want to do is just divide it out. 14,351 divided by 1,000. And your answer is 14.351 kilograms. Either way, depending on how confident you feel with your zeros and knowing how to move the decimal points, or just using your calculator to divide it out, that's no problem. Okay, one more on your own. So on your own, 1.12. If a glass contains 0.121 liters of milk, what is the volume of milk in milliliters? So we want to find milliliters first. And then what is the volume of milk in gallons? So this is going to be two problems wrapped up into one. So first, what do we always have to do? Figure out the relationship between milliliters and liters. So we know 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters, or don't forget, 1 milliliter equals 0.001 liter. You can use either one you want. It does not matter. It gives you the same answer. It's the same, means the same thing. So we're going to say 0.121 liters times All right, liters is up on the top, so it has to be on the bottom, so it can cancel out, leaving milliliters here. So we're gonna say 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So our liters cancel out, and then we're left with 0.121 times 1,000. And again, if you don't feel comfortable with your knowing where to move your decimals, we can just use a calculator. 0.121 times 1 times 1,000 equals 121 milliliters. 121 milliliters. All right, good job. Now, it also wanted us to figure out the volume of milk in gallons. So in gallons, I don't know, let's see. Gallons. But it gives us a conversion. 1 gallon equals 3.78 liters. So the book tells us that. So that's pretty much all we need. We go back to our original number, 0.121 liters. Now, if liters is on the top, it has to be on the bottom. So 1 gallon, 3.78 liters. This liter is going to cancel out, and we're left with gallons, which is what we want. So 0.121 times 1 equals 0.121 gallons over 1 times 3.78, which is 3.78. All right, so now we have to go to our calculator and type in 0.121 divided by 3.78. And our answer is 0.032 gallons. All right, so that was just a little couple of problems talking about conversions. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. Thanks.